Hello students, I am Dr. Meenakshi Mahur, Assistant Professor, Zoology, Sri Samlaji Government College, Mandavya, Chittorgarh. Today I am going to discuss characteristics of species, that is general characters of superclass species. They are the first zooid vertebrates. The superclass of the truly zooid vertebrates means Gnathostomata includes all the fishes which are essential aquatic forms with paired fins for swimming and gills for respiration. The study of fish is called ichthyology. About 40,000 species of fishes are known. Now, general characteristics. They are aquatic, either marine or freshwater. They are herbivorous or carnivorous. Freshwater means they fishes which are live in freshwater are freshwater fishes, and the fishes which live in ocean or sea are marine. Herbivorous means fishes which feed on plants are herbivorous, and the fishes which feed on organisms animals are carnivorous. Their body is usually streamlined and spindle shaped. Actually, spindle shape enables them to move rapidly in water. See, this is a spindle shaped. Some fishes are elongated, snake-like, and a few are dorsoventrally compressed and differentiated into head, trunk, and tail. Exoskeleton of dermal scales, denticles, or bony plates which cover the whole body. Scales are of various types like placoid in Chondrichthyes and ganoid, cycloid, or tenoid in Osteichthyes. This is a placoid scale. This is a ganoid. This is a cycloid, and this is a tenoid. Placoid found in Chondrichthyes, and these other three are found in Osteichthyes fishes. Chondrichthyes fishes means cartilaginous fish. Fishes which have a cartilage are known as chondrichthyes or cartilaginous fishes. Fishes which are bony are known as osteichthyes. Means endoskeleton may be cartilaginous or bony. The notochord is usually replaced by vertebrae, which may be either bone or cartilage. Now they have a well developed skull and a system of visceral arches, of which the first pair forms the upper and lower jaw, and the later movably articulated with the skull. Now, their skull is monocondylic, means they have only one occipital condyle. Like frog is a dicondylic because they have a two condyle, but uh, the fishes are monocondylic because they have only one mono one occipital condyle. Now vertebrae in fishes. They have the vertebrae in fishes are amphicoelous, in which centrum is concave at both the surface. Now, they have an alimentary canal with definite stomach and pancreas, and the alimentary canal terminates into cloaca or anus. They have a gills for respiration, and they have gill slits 5 to 7 pairs. They may be nagged or covered by an operculum. Uh, in fishes, heart is venous and two-chambered heart. because they have a one auricle and one ventricle. Sinus venosus and renal and portal system present in them, and heart consists of only impure blood. Venous heart means a part of the heart is filled with deoxygenated blood. And the heart of fishes is venous because it is a fully filled with deoxygenated blood, means impure blood. In fishes, erythrocyte is nucleated, means RBC have nucleus. Now they are poikilothermic. Poikilothermic means cold-blooded animal. Poikilotherms are animals whose internal temperature varies considerably. Actually, it is opposite of a hemotherm. Hemothermic animals have maintained thermal homeostasis. Actually, poikilothermic animals means they have to adjust their temperature according to external atmosphere. So they have to adjust temperature. They can't maintain their body temperature. So they adjust their temperature according to external environment. Now they have a kidneys which are mesonephric. Excretion is ureotelic. Ureotelic excretion means they excrete urea. They have a brain with usual five parts, but they have a cranial nerves 10 in pairs. They have a nostrils which are paired, but they do not open into pharynx. But in dipnoi, nostrils open into pharynx. Nasal capsules are partly separate in chondrichthyes but completely separate in osteichthyes. They don't have tympanic cavity and they don't have ear ossicles. They have a developed lateral line system which consists of rheoreceptors. Actually, sensitive receptor system enables fish to detect gentle currents and vibrations in the water. They help in detecting. They help fishes in detecting currents and vibrations in water. They have a paired pectoral and pelvic fins along with median, dorsal, and caudal fins. So they are there in them. Locomotion is by paired pectoral and pelvic fins. They have a support of true dermal fin rings and the muscular tail used in propulsion. See, this is a pectoral, paired, pelvic, dorsal, caudal. Muscles arrange them into segments which are called myotemes, which is with separate dorsal and ventral parts. In fishes, sexes are separate, but gonads typically paired. They have a gonad ducts which open into cloaca or independently. Their fertilization may be internal or external. Females of chondrichthyes are oviparous or ovoviviparous, and of osteichthyes are mostly oviparous and rarely ovoviviparous or viviparous. Oviparous are young develop in the oviparous animals young develop and hatch from eggs laid outside of the mother's body, and they are nourished by the yolk of egg. All birds and many fishes, amphibians, and reptiles are oviparous. Now, ovoviviparous. In them, young develop and hatch from eggs within the uterus, and the mother give birth to live young. They are also nourished by yolk of egg. Certain fishes, sharks, reptiles, and many invertebrates are the examples of ovoviviparous animals. Now, viviparous. In them, young develop directly inside the mother and she gives birth to live young. They are nourished by mother's tissue, which is placenta, and it is present in mammals. So, fishes may be oviparous or ovoviviparous. They have eggs which are of mesolecithal or megaleithal, means they have a large amount of yolk. In them, cleavage is meroblastic. There are two types of cleavage, holoblastic and meroblastic. Holoblastic cleavage means the whole egg participates in cleavage, but in meroblastic cleavage, only part of egg participates in cleavage. So, see, this is holoblastic and this is a meroblastic. Meroblastic is again of three types: telolecithal, discoidal, and centrolecithal. In fishes, discoidal type of meroblastic cleavage is found. They don't have any extra embryonic membranes. Extra embryonic membranes means yolk sac, amnion, allantoic, and chorion. So all the four extraembryonic membranes absent in Pisces. They develop usually direct, without, or with little metamorphosis. So it is all about general characteristics of Pisces. It is the largest group of animal because it is found in marine as well as freshwater, but they are completely aquatic. They can't live on land. In next lecture, we will see classification of Pisces after birth. Thank you.